Seen any recent ads for laptops or PCs? Then you've probably heard the initials SSD quite a lot. SSD stands for solid state drive, a reinvention of the old-fashioned hard drive but with no moving parts. Hi, I'm Kara Suboy. Let's talk about SSDs. What are they and why should you care? Solid-state drives are getting a lot of hype right now, and for good reason. Whether you buy a new PC or a laptop that comes with one, or you decide to upgrade your existing hard drive, zippy performance makes SSDs an appealing option, and prices are dropping rapidly. Bottom line, it's a good time to consider sliding one into your computer. Okay, you say, but your current hard drive is working fine. Why should you switch? Well, there are several reasons. Reason 1. Compared with standard hard drives, SSDs can access data quicker, which can make a system faster and apps more responsive. Upgrading to an SSD will mean less time waiting for the computer to boot up and for your files to become available. The only bad news on speed, saving files onto an SSD is a bit pokey. Reason 2. SSDs require far less power than hard drive storage systems. Install an SSD and your laptop battery may last long enough for you to finish cranking through that PowerPoint before the plane lands. Reason 3. No moving parts. When you think about how much trouble we take to ensure the safety and integrity of our spinning hard drives, the idea of a solid-state storage bank that won't skid, scrape, or sabotage our information is pretty cool. SSD's lack of moving parts give them a huge edge on multiple levels. First, SSDs are more shock resistant than magnetic hard disk drives. Second, SSDs are silent, which you and anyone near you will appreciate when you're multitasking on your laptop in front of the TV or just trying to concentrate. And they generate less heat and use less energy, so they don't need potentially noisy fans. Naturally, there are cons as well as pros where SSDs are concerned. One big con is the price. Solid-state drives are much more expensive per gigabyte than standard hard drives. While you can probably find a 1 terabyte hard drive for close to $100, a 256 gig SSD could set you back over $700. Prices will come down, but right now, sacrifice some storage space to get the best blend of price, performance, and capacity. One thing to be aware of with an SSD, performance can degrade over time based on how much you use the drive. Look for manufacturers that tout tools to help even out how the drive writes data across the flash memory cells. And if you're using Windows 7, look for a drive that supports Windows Trim, which should help with managing drive performance. Before you buy, you'll want to figure out what kind of hard drive connector your computer uses. If your computer boasts serial ATA, you're good to go. Next, you have to determine the physical drive size your computer will accommodate. Typically, desktop computers have a 3.5-inch drive bay and laptops a 2.5-inch bay. Netbooks may have an even smaller 1.8-inch bay. Still, most SSDs adhere to the current 2.5-inch hard disk standard and use the same connectors as hard disk drives. These SSDs can easily fit into a current laptop or desktop chassis. Want more details? Check out the video on PCWorld.com, how to install an SSD in your laptop. Here's a final tip. Not all SSDs are created equal. Cheaper models are significantly slower than top-of-the-line devices, which feature better performance. Capacity is relatively limited too. 256 gigs is the current high end for affordable SSDs. And be careful about free space. Once you've filled your SSD, performance chokes. Finally, if you're running Windows XP or anything older, check to make sure the new drive is compatible with your OS. And again, if you're running Windows 7, be sure to buy a drive with Windows Trim support. Still, solid-state drives are all the rage. They have no moving parts and are more rugged and shock-resistant than standard hard drives, which make them perfect for laptops. Add improved laptop battery life and fabulous data reading performance, and they're hard to resist. I'm Kara Suboy with the Solid Scoop on solid-state drives. Thanks for watching.